Well, I think of all movies, I guess it's okay for me to talk during this one.
Ah, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, the cultural phenomenon, Library of Congress preserved musical classic that's the granddaddy of the midnight movies, the godfather of cult films, and several other things that you already know well before watching this video. Based on the early 70s stage musical The Rocky Horror Show, the film version was brought to life by writer Richard O'Brien and director Jim Sharman as the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Though I was already told that I saw the last picture show in 1971, the film is O'Brien's loving tribute to all things science fiction and B-movies, in the story of Brad and Janet and why if you get a flat tire, just keep on driving or else you're gonna end up at the tourist trap or Dr. Frankenfurter's castle, and this may come back to haunt you if you ever decide to run for office.
But you don't just watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show, you have to, do things too, which is why I have my handy list of all the audience participation rules. And the hell? I don't see spoons anywhere on this list. I must have looked at the wrong list for the wrong movie, and now I'm stuck with 200 of these damn spoons.
You're also supposed to dress the part too. I am way ahead of you. That's why I'm dressed as a member of the Hapshat's wedding if I was running late and had to throw on the nearest suit. Welcome to this year's musical March in September. We'll be looking at some horror musicals this month, but naturally, we gotta start with the only one I can think of that opens with the Twizzler's mouth and tells us exactly what genre it is.
Science fiction.
Science fiction? I was told this would be horror!
This is Magenta actress Patricia Quinn lip-syncing the song, sung by Richard O'Brien, featuring all kinds of references to science fiction films like The Day the Earth Stood Still. I am currently working on my song dedicated to the films of Keanu Reeves. It's kind of hard to sing about 47 Ronin, though. This movie has a killer cast. We've got Tim Curry as Ballpark Frank, Susan Sarandon as a needle of heroin, Barry Bostwick as another sandwich, Richard O'Brien as Damon Wayans, Patricia Quinn as an X-Men villain, and Peter Hinwood as the guy who massaged Mia Wallace's feet. I am clearly watching this film the way the filmmakers intended, in the early afternoon on a sunny day while eating a tuna sandwich. Now that the opening credits are over, we can get on with this sequel to Shock Treatment.
Psych! You're watching a religious movie, sucker! Oh, Estes Perkle, you diabolical bastard!
Okay, according to my notes, this is the part where I'm supposed to throw rice.
I don't seem to have any rice, but I do have this shotgun. It could be a shotgun wedding, so I'll just throw this instead. Shit!
There's a lot of Easter eggs here. If you look closely, you can see Alan Cumming, Helena Bonham Carter, and Paul Schaefer in the background. Brad is determined to steal Ralph Hapshat's thunder by proposing to Janet on his wedding day.
See, thunder stolen.
He could have just simply asked her to participate in one of the many Denton Vale game shows. Good thing they keep saying her name in the song, damn it, Janet. I've been spending this whole time thinking it's Sarah from Midnight Screenings. Oh, and I think she said yes.
Oh, it's nicer than Betty Monroe had.
A rat! There is a funeral going on right now. Do you mind stepping outside?
I'm finding this hard to follow. I feel like I need some kind of criminologist to explain things to me.
I would like to take you on a strange journey.
Like hell you are. I'm not falling for this one again. You're Blofeld.
And what the hell kind of Nazi rally did they attend after going to that wedding? Our heroes are on their way to visit Dr. Scott to tell him the great news of their engagement. Or so they think.
It was a night out they were going to remember for a very long time.
Until the 70s ended, at least, and the drugs wore off.
You know it's the 70s. They're listening to the All Nixon All the Time radio station. It's when the tire blows out that they know they're going to end up with the cast of Teenage Frankenstein or Frankenstein Island. Something to do with Frankenstein, at least.
Alright, this is supposed to be where I put a newspaper over my head, but newspapers don't exist anymore, so instead, I have this big box VHS tape of Bolero. I gotta get some kind of use out of Bolero. The box is all tore up from all the times I had sex with it.
Oh, by the way, I know what movie they're in. It's Terror at Orgy Castle.
The darkness must go.
Wait a minute, this is a lot like that Egyptian Fangs movie I watched a few years ago. Clearly, it's this movie that's the ripoff.
Now, if you're participating, you gotta take some flashlights and start shining them everywhere.
I ran out of batteries in the flashlight, therefore I have set the room on fire.
This place seems legit. It's best we ask someone here to use the phone.
Hello.
Oh, never mind. It's that character from Scary Movie 2.
Hi. My name's Brad Majors.
Wait a minute. I'm supposed to call him an asshole? I don't want to do that. I love Barry Bostwick.
This is my fiancée, Janet Weiss.
And I most certainly will not call Janet a banger sister.
Brad thinks of this as just a hunting lodge for rich weirdos, which will explain the collection of snuff films they find later, not to mention...
He's lucky, I'm lucky, we're all lucky!
It's best you don't drink the punch.
Oddly enough, the skeleton is the least concerning thing here. You go into a castle like this, and you just gotta expect some kind of skeleton dance. Although, they have a completely different kind of dance in mind. Oh well, so we're not getting any sleep tonight. Okay, how do you do this so-called time warp?
It's just a jump to the left.
I'm not gonna dance.
The Time Warp, despite being a classic song from the movie, was oddly written as just filler for the stage version, and to show off Nell Campbell's tap dancing skills. It's about time someone wrote a musical based on every horror convention I've ever been to. This, by the way, is what Robin turns Wayne Manor into the second Bruce goes out of town. And this is when Grandpa got into the kids' brownies. But seriously, they have fun.
Oh, never mind. I guess they are gonna get some sleep.
Say, do one of you guys know how to Madison?
You asshole. They'd been up for 48 hours and finally just crashed.
But I was promised a Tim Curry in this film, hence we're about to be introduced to the iconic scene-stealing performance of Curry as the housemaster Dr. Frankenfurter.
How'd you do,
Then again, that's not fair. Every role of Tim Curry's is an iconic scene-stealing performance.
Hey, wait a minute, this is the guy from Scary Movie 2. I'm stupid. What's a Frankenfurter again?
I'm just a sweet transvestite.
I'm gonna tell my kids that that is Ronald McDonald.
He says he's from transsexual Transylvania, but I've seen your driver's license. You're from Carson City. They say they want to watch an old Steve Reeves movie, but I'm finding it hard to believe this place would have any interest in beefy hunk sword and sandal movies. This seems like the kind of place where they're trying really hard to convince me that I should let them eat my spleen, though the lyrics are catchy.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Wait for it. Dairy. Oops, I'm the asshole.
And now he's off to go steal some more scenes in National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1. Look, most people don't go 5 seconds in this place without being naked. Consider yourselves lucky. And if you keep making a mess, it's gonna be harder to clean come Monday morning.
Well, that's against the rules.
Before they could turn in, it's best they stop off at the Elsa Fraulein SS floor. It may seem a little haunting in here, but relax, they've practiced human sacrifice for decades, they're experts at it. Here's where Brad proves his position is power handshake. Finally, a movie I'm watching where someone looks at the camera and it's supposed to happen. This is a special night where Dr. Frankenfurter is creating Devo for all of society to enjoy. However, Brad feels he's gone too far.
How forceful you are, Brad.
That's Barry Bostwick. He's not just forceful, he's mega forceful.
During Tim Curry's creation speech, I'm supposed to snap my gloves.
Though I don't have any gloves because it turns out the homeless man that I killed outside wasn't wearing any gloves. I killed a man for no reason.
Although I do have noisemakers, but not in the way they want. I've just got some noisy footage of Lloyd, my Siamese noisemaker. You know what? If this had been the Dark Universe, perhaps they would have had something. Instead, it serves as an excellent origin story for the Condiment King. This would have been the next Joel Schumacher Batman film had Batman and Robin performed well. Oh wait, never mind. It's a Nuclear Man origin story. Frank has made the perfect man. Rocky Horror, a being so perfect even his dubbed voice is a 10 out of 10. Rocky Horror is played by model Peter Hinwood, and people like to say that this was his only movie, but not true. You're forgetting the classics Tam Lin and Sebastian. Everyone seems very impressed with this creation. Well, almost everyone.
I don't like men with too many muscles.
Nice of this Brad to also hear the same wedding vows.
It's been a few seconds since the last song, so after giving him a present from the Will It Fit line of birthday gifts, he can sing I Can Make You a Man, inspired by the Charles Atlas muscle ads of the 40s, and also sex benches. If Brad and Janet hasn't ruined their good time, nothing will.
I hope that is not explained.
Ah, this is why I never order Meatloaf on DoorDash. They just crash through the wall. This is where Meatloaf sings his famous horror song, Phantom of the Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Eddie is the boyfriend of Columbia, who has been kidnapped by Dr. Frankenfurter, in a mistake when the good doctor thought he was kidnapping Joe Don Baker. I wish Meatloaf did this exact same routine during the 2012 presidential campaign. This dude oozes sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Not only do I feel like a groupie right now, but I also might be pregnant. Although Meatloaf couldn't quite get the hang of the motorcycle, so a stuntman had to be used while Meatloaf rode on a wheelchair for the close-up shots. And if you think that's dangerous, Frankenfurter hacks him to pieces for revenge for paying full price to see Black Dog. It's for the best. This'll give Audrey 2 seconds after she was just fed Steve Martin.
Way to make it awkward, Doctor.
Butter!
That's how I end every argument too. It causes people to laugh hysterically. Kind of embarrassing.
After slicing up a delicious meatloaf, I know that I always want to have sex. Okay, so I gotta throw some confetti here, but if I didn't have rice, I certainly don't have confetti.
So instead I will wear this rice hat. It comes in handy when my wife and I have our erotic deer hunter role-playing night.
And where's the guy telling us this story? What the hell was that shit? I'm very sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I may be reading from my private collection.
Okay, while he sorts his stuff out, let's take a break and get a word from our sponsor.
Today's episode of the Cinema Snob is brought to you by Pixel Blast Arcade in Lisle, Illinois. With over 100 games, there's no tokens needed in this admissions-based arcade. Visit pixelblastarcade.com today to inquire about day passes, hourly passes, or even passes for the full year. You can rent it out for parties, get group rates, and more. So visit Pixel Blast Arcade today in Lisle, Illinois, just 40 minutes west of Chicago. Now that we're back, excellent. We put the cameras in the sorority house. We got him this time, bro. Ooh, this is getting shenanigansy. Here's where he's gonna seduce Janet by dressing as her boyfriend. Hi, Jinx. Yes, but when you're in bed with Tim Curry, all roads will lead to steam-sealing passion.
I'm sure you're not spent yet.
Promise you won't tell Brad?
Brad already knows.
Not everyone is having a great night. Try as you might, you are never going to get the Crisco out of the floor. But they have their own entertainment. They just saw Young Frankenstein. I hear these assholes are afraid of fire. Now let's pour some hot soup on him. There's so much weirdness going on that no one even questions their Caligula-like brother and sister bond. Not when there's more people for Tim Curry to seduce.
You! I'm afraid so, Brad.
Should have seen the incognito Frankenfurter coming the second the Mansion's midnight movie was gay Dracula. Everyone is having sex in this castle.
See? Those dogs are gonna bang that dude.
Such confusion, such sexual awakening. Witness the revelation that this is what Susan Sarandon should have gotten the Oscar for, and not Dead Man Walking. Just look at the pain she goes through upon realizing that Frankenfurter cheated on her. Oh, she'll get her revenge. Ah, a man-child who's only a few hours old. Well, Tom Cullen is nowhere around, so sure, he'll do. I know I should be listening to the song Touch It, Touch It, Touch Me, but look at the Mickey Mouse ears clearly added digitally when Disney bought Fox. Harumph! But back to sex. Little do you know, Susan Sarandon herself showed up to reference this song in Zoolander 2. Being mentioned in Zoolander 2 is how you know you've made it into the pop culture zeitgeist. And on the plus side, Columbia seems over Eddie. We got another surprise appearance, too, by the erotic hypnosis orchestrated by Telly Savalas' Blofeld. I can smell the leather from here.
How did it happen?
This movie's starting to get kinky.
Plans change, though, once Dr. Scott shows up to get his other wheelchair back after he loaned them his spare to help the Eddie scenes. Frankenfurter grows more and more villainous over the course of the movie. Here he is threatening to replace Brad with Tim Matheson at any minute. Just look how he deals with Dr. Scott.
That's gotta have something to do with the gremlins.
Hang on, we haven't done any audience participation in a while.
Great Scott!
I don't have any toilet paper, but that's okay. I just shit my pants.
And just in time for the best gag in the whole movie.
Janet!
Dr. Scott!
Janet!
Brad!
Rucker!
I hope that somewhere on YouTube there is a 24-hour loop of that.
After explaining to us what food is, you don't need to tell Brad tries about food. It's time for dinner? Ugh, it's 5 in the morning. We're really tired. If we eat now, we're gonna have weird dreams even if we do get to sleep.
A toast.
Ah, crap, I'm also supposed to put on a party hat or something.
Oh, I've also got a cowboy hat. The hell kind of holly weird shit is this movie?
After remembering that, oh right, Eddie's dead, best go looking around for video feed of other people having sex while we learn more about Eddie.
I knew he was in with a bad crowd, but it was worse than I imagined.
Oh, what's the worst that could happen to Meatloaf joining Project Mayhem?
I like that Eddie is only in one scene, but we talk about Eddie a lot, including the song that's literally called Eddie. Makes sense to me. This was back when every girl had this poster on their wall. Dr. Scott is played by Jonathan Adams, who in 1975 had another movie, this one called Eskimo Nell, which I hope to God is some kind of spin-off of this. Since it is too goddamn late for singing, best ruin the mood with, what kind of food and dinner joke could I make involving the dead body of Meatloaf? I'm just glad they finally have a murder to solve, but when the hell are Mrs. Peacock and Professor Plum gonna show up? There's more traps in here than in Dr. No's lair.
It's as if we're glued to the spot! You are!
It's little exchanges and mannerisms and reactions like this that show that this is hardcore made by someone who grew up on low-budget sci-fi flicks. Oh, and they're from another planet and are currently in a spaceship because, I mean, well, duh. But no time to ring the bell now. Today's double feature is the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Mannequin. Then he's off to once again steal more scenes, this time from Congo. They are getting ready for an amazing floor show. There may be no one in the audience right now, but I have the feeling this routine will start drawing in more crowds once it becomes a cult hit. You know, if they do this perfectly, they will survive hazing week and will instantly be accepted into the fraternity. It's only through possession that Frank was able to get the cast to act their way through moose murders. I'm beginning to get my second wind, which is good, because we're going to be treated to a screening of Citizen Kane. There's only half as much corsets in that film, same with the public speaking.
Whatever happened to Fairy?
She died. This movie is like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory if the factory only made laced gummies. You see, folks, back in the 70s, it was quite common to use the phone somewhere, and then lo and behold, you're spending the night in a Turkish bathhouse. They had the best swimming pools in the city.
Don't dream it, be it.
Oh, all my dreams have come true, thank you. I dreamed to sit in a chair all my life and make snarky comments about old movies. For you see, don't dream it, luck your way into it. All I'm saying is It's a Wonderful Life would have been made better with this image over the logo. Wait till you see what went on backstage at these kind of shows. And that's why the doctor wasn't allowed to give a speech at the wedding. Also, the uppers are kicking in. Whew, things are getting crazy at the James Spader Castle. I hope nothing interrupts this good time.
If you don't mind, we're trying to shoot the new Tim Burton movie next door, and you're being incredibly noisy.
Now, with the prospect of returning to their home planet, Frank sings about going home. When he mentions cards of sorrow, I'm supposed to throw a card, but let's be honest, I'm already a card. It's a very passionate song, yes, but it's gotta be 7 a.m. at this point. Their tiredness is really showing. Let these people sleep for a few hours. Even the theater zombies from Messiah of Evil are sleepy. Oh, whoops! See, I told you, a crowd would soon show up. It is a cult film. If this movie isn't going to win an Oscar, then damn it, we're going to give our own standing ovation and acceptance speech, and then we're going to kill you.
Say goodbye to all of this, and hello to oblivion.
Excuse me, Tim Curry knows where he's going.
Space!
Exactly.
No need to get sad. Some of these actors will be in the sequel, but not Frankenfurter, though. He's gonna be replaced by Dame Edna as a game show host. He and Rocky Horror going out guns a-blazing, RKO style, just like that classic monkey monster movie, Ape. Yeah, I think that's the one. I'm sure there's a reason he went on a kill-crazy rampage.
They didn't like me! They never liked me!
I like you, Richard O'Brien. Dark City was awesome!
Now that there is peace in the castle, they are free to do the time warp again.
But it's the pelvic thrust.
I'm still not gonna dance.
The others, though, have to get the hell out of there before they're launched into space. This is where the song Superheroes was cut, but with Disney acquiring 20th Century Fox, I'm sure they'll figure out some way to add superheroes. So when is this movie going on Disney Plus? Anyway, thanks for the story, Uncle Charlie. Not only am I too confused to go to sleep, but I also have a very strange erection. That globe had better have booze in it.
Science fiction.
And this is the part in the live show when a random person says, hey, wait a minute, I thought I was here watching Cruising.
The movie, like the music, is catchy as hell. It's a rockin' good time with some of the most memorable collection of songs in any musical and a beautiful love letter to sci-fi horror itself. It's a timeless classic that when it came out, no one saw it. It had such low audience turnout that it began getting pulled from theaters, complete with its New York Halloween release canceled. But with this little thing called midnight releases and a very 1975 poster that references Jaws, The film gained inspiration from the fact that Pink Flamingos and Reefer Madness made money in these midnight circuits, so Fox redistributed the movie as a midnight release on April 1st, 1976. And through word of mouth and its dedicated cult following, it became one of the longest-running films in movie history. Its 1981 follow-up, Shock Treatment, is also a brilliant film, wildly underrated, and a great reality TV culture cult of celebrity satire that was way ahead of its time.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to clean up the mess I made with my own audience participation show. I didn't even get a chance to use the water pistol. That's because I already have a gun. I used it to kill the homeless man that is still dead on my floor. Rocky Horror Picture Show!
Damn it! I knew I should have gotten that spare tire fixed.